This week, these are the four forces working against baby boomer homeowners. We're going to unpack each one right after this short message from our sponsor.
Liberty Reverse wants to help you grow your reverse mortgage business with our proprietary Equity IQ product suite. Equity IQ gives your borrowers access to more funds, lowers their upfront costs, and expands eligibility for home purchases. Learn more at partners.libertyreversemortgage.com today. This ad is intended for mortgage professionals only and is not a consumer solicitation. PHH Mortgage, doing business as Liberty Reverse Mortgage, is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 2726.
Welcome back to the Industry Leader Update. I'm your host, Shannon Hicks. Real estate has long been the foundation of baby boomer wealth and by far the largest portion of their net worth. According to the U.S. Census data, nearly 80% of baby boomers are homeowners, and most purchased their home in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, locking in low prices and riding decades of appreciation. The National Association of Realtors says the average homeowner over 65 has over $300,000 in equity. And that's not just a pillar, it's the bedrock of their financial security. But today, four powerful trends are eroding that security. First are rising property taxes. It may sound dramatic, but the current property tax regime is beginning to resemble modern-day feudalism. In the Middle Ages, peasants or vassals could occupy land that they didn't own, provided that they granted labor, goods, or rent to their lord. Failure to pay would result in eviction. And while this may be a provocative comparison, older homeowners are now finding themselves burdened by property taxes that now rival or even exceed their previous or current mortgage payments. Now, local governments have essentially taken the role of the lord of the lands. Now, this is the dark side of rapid home appreciation for older homeowners. This form of neo-feudalism places older homeowners on a fixed income at risk of losing their home. And for seniors on a fixed income, that's not just frustrating, it's dangerous. Second is the risk of downsizing. For many years, relocating or downsizing was a go-to retirement move. You sell the big home, you move to a smaller one, and then you pocket the equity to help boost your retirement nest egg. But that playbook is no longer working so well. Older homeowners in California, for example, may relocate to a state with a lower cost of living and perhaps no state income tax, only later to find they're no better off or even worse than they were before, thanks to higher property taxes or homeowners insurance premiums, such as Florida. Also, Californians who relocate within the state will see a substantially higher property tax bill thanks to losing their original home's base year value, which future tax increases are based upon. Now, for example, a boomer that sells a home for $400,000 with a $1,200 annual tax bill could easily face a $6,000 plus bill on a similar priced home in a new location. That equity they thought they'd gain is often wiped out by higher taxes, insurance, and fees. Third is homeowner association fines. They're increasingly targeting seniors. And that sounds a bit sinister, but watchdog groups are beginning to see more infractions that disproportionately impact the older homeowner. The blog Saving Advice reports that HOAs are becoming increasingly aggressive with stricter rules, higher dues, and unexpected fines. Many infractions, such as having a brown spot on your lawn during a drought or a lack of accessibility features, could lead to hefty fines. And Saving Advice also notes that violations are more onerous for older homeowners than they are for their younger counterparts, who are typically capable of fixing those issues on their own. And fourth and lastly, millennials, they're less inclined to buy a baby boomer home. While boomers have been increasingly blamed for the shortage of housing inventory, millennials are actually less likely to want a large suburban multi-bedroom home that boomers are trying to sell. Fewer younger home buyers want a large house with a formal dining room and a large lawn they have to maintain. Consequently, many older homeowners are seeking to downsize, but they're garnering less interest, having their home on the market for longer and receiving lower than anticipated offers. Boomers came of age believing that home ownership was the cornerstone of financial security, and for decades it was. But the very market that they helped create has changed, often to their disadvantage. With soaring costs, evolving buyer demands, and fewer relocation options, and also growing legal and financial complexities, Many baby boomers are now realizing that the homes that they once treasured may no longer meet their needs. And in some cases, it could jeopardize their long-term financial well-being. As a result, many older homeowners are now deciding to stay put and age in place. A reverse mortgage could help cushion that decision, providing the funds that are needed for accessibility modifications, health care, and paying for ongoing maintenance and upkeep of the property. Now, what are your thoughts on these 4 forces that are pressuring baby boomer homeowners? Let me know in the comments section below. If you'd be so kind to share this video if you found value in it on your LinkedIn professional network, we thank you for doing that. And we also have a YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. That way you never miss any of our latest content. We do have a podcast that curates all the recent reverse mortgage news. We have both an audio and a video edition. That's Heckham World Weekly. Listeners can subscribe and listen on Apple Music and Spotify. Thank you so much for joining us for this week's edition, and be sure to return next Monday for more reverse mortgage news, commentary, and analysis you'll only find here at Heckham World. Have a great week.